Joe Hopkins here. How y'all doing? I have a $100 guitar. This is my Glary Burning Fire, right? Now, here's the thing, right? If you want to see a review on this guitar, I'll put it right up in here somewhere. You can click to it. This is not a full review on this guitar. I did that already. So instead, what I'm going to do is I want to show how you can get great tone even on a $100 guitar. This is a pretty cool guitar. I like it. I think it's pretty good. It's for $100, you know. I mean, it's pretty badass. It looks cool. It's got a good finish. But here's the thing. I got an amp sim, right? And can it sound good on a $100 guitar? We're about to see. It's a free amp sim. It's one of my favorites. It's from STL Tones. It's their Emissary, and it comes with the NAD IR loader, right? Which, for anybody who doesn't know, the IR loader is the virtual cabinet that you plug your virtual amp into. It's all virtual. So there are a lot of virtual amps, and there are a lot of virtual, you know, amp sims that are free. I have some really good ones. I got Nalex's Crunchman for free. I got their Ninja amp for free. But this is my favorite, and I'll show you why. There we go. Yeah, that's why, right there, man. That's some crunch. Yeah, right? I'll see if I can find a link to their amp sim and put it down below. But I love it. Yeah, sounds pretty good, right? I think so. Let me get my knee over here. I think this is a pretty good amp sim. And yeah, it's got a clean channel, but who cares? So yeah, pretty good tone. I dig it. I really do. I dig the guitar. It looks cool. It was $100. Yeah, a lot of crunch, a lot of tone. I've got it on one of my favorite settings on there, but you can set that sim to pretty much anything you want. Yeah, set it to anything you want and rock on. This is my favorite. That's right. So that is how you rock out on a $100 guitar. Now, like I said, NAD IR is, or the Emissary and NAD IR is my favorite. I would even say, there we go. I would recommend, even if you have other amp sims, or even if you want to get other free ones, like I said, Nalex has some that are pretty good. Audio Assault has some that are really cheap, and sometimes they have them on sale, but you still need an IR loader for a lot of them, right? Even though there are a lot of free amp sims. So I would say check out STL Tones, and I'd download their package even if it's just for the IR loader, because the IR loader is great, and it comes with a lot of different cabinets loaded in it, preloaded, all that stuff. I have some others that I use. I have some, there's one called the Best IR in the World. I forget where I got that. I'm sure you can Google it. And it's pretty good, right? I've got a bunch of ones from Nalex. They're like Ninja Amp, Ninja IRs and stuff like that. And I've got various IR packages that I get from other people. So by all means, you don't need to stick with the ones that come preloaded. You can load pretty much any impulse response you want. So their IR loader is really, really good, even if you have other amp sims. Because like I said, Nalex has their Ninja and Crunchman amps that I got for free. I don't know if they're still free. They might be. But I always use the NAD IR loader with them because it works really well. And you can load 2 different cabs and blend them more to one or the other if you want, or right down the middle. You can add room to it. So it's, yeah, it's a pretty good, pretty powerful thing. And it comes with the Emissary amp, which is, like I said, it's free. And like I said, I'll try to find a link to put in the description below, or you can Google it. I'm sure, you know, Emissary amp sim free should bring it up. They have a bunch of stuff for sale too. STL Tones does. But their Emissary is, I've been using that for years, and I really, really love it, as you can tell. I've used it in a lot of things, a lot of my recordings. If you listen to some of the metal songs I put out on this channel, I've used it on a lot of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them. I really like it. And obviously, you can get really good tone out of a $100 guitar. You don't need to spend a bunch of money, right? And of course, there are a lot of musicians that are famous for using cheap guitars, man. I mean, Keith Richards has some really expensive guitars, and he recorded with some really cheap ones too. So have a lot of other people, just because sometimes it sounds right, you know? But you don't have to spend a lot of money to record. You don't have to spend a lot of money to play. You don't have to spend a lot of money. $100, and if you have a computer, right, there are plenty of free DAWs out there that you can just load your amp sim in. And then, you know, nice pair of headphones. You don't have to wake people up. You don't have to spend a bunch of money on an amp. Amps are expensive. And I understand that. I like having an amp. I like playing through an amp. But the amp sims are so convenient, easy, and affordable. Or free, even. And here's the other benefit. With the IR loader, you can change cabinets easily. You don't have to own a bunch of different cabinets. And you can get a bunch of other amp sims cheap or free. And some of the DAWs you buy come with it. Like I use Studio One, and it comes with Ampire, which is its own amp sim. And it has its cabinets already built in. The IR loaders already, the impulse responses are built into them. And, you know, a lot of other DAWs have their own amp sims and even other softwares. Like Native Instruments has their, I forget what it's called, guitar, I forget. It's some kind of guitar amp sim. And it's pretty good. But definitely, you can rock out on a cheap guitar. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Because I know I've heard people say, man, I want to get into playing, but it costs money for a good instrument. Well, this is by no means my best instrument. Not even close, right? It's not even close to the best thing I own, but it's good, right? It's good enough to learn on. It's good enough to jam out with. And it doesn't have to be this one. There are a lot of companies that make inexpensive guitars, depending on what your taste is. You know, maybe you don't want something all radical looking like this. You don't want the, you know, the humbuckers with the single coil and, you know, like the very metal looking thing. If you want something more traditional, Glary has that too, and so does Donner, and so does Firefly for a little bit more. Theirs are more like 200 or so. Glary and Donner, you can get stuff for around $100. And there are other companies, man. Go on to Amazon and just look. Any guitar, any electric guitar that you can just plug in and play, all you need is to spend $100 or so on the guitar. Find a good free amp sim, like the Emissary, and plug it into your computer, right? Get a free DAW. I think Reaper, their basic version is free. Studio One, I think their basic version is free. There are a lot of them where like the basic DAW with no plugins is free, and then you can run your amp sim through it and avoid having to buy an amp. And like I said, one of the best parts is if you like rocking out at night or when other people don't really want to hear it, to plug into an amp means you got to crank it up, right? You gotta. But with the amp sim, man, you can get a good pair of headphones. Good headphones. You can find them from like Behringer for $25, $30, and they're pretty good. Put your headphones on, plug in through the computer, rock out any time of day or night. You don't have to bother the neighbors. You don't have to bother your household or wake the dogs up, you know? So, hey, guys, I love you dudes and dudettes out there. Hey, subscribe to my channel. There's the self-promotion part. Subscribe to my channel, because if you subscribe, then eventually this channel will get somewhere, right? It's getting somewhere now, but I'd like it to get somewhere more, right? I'm not trying to make a bunch of money, just enough to buy more guitars. I love you guys. Peace out, baby. Bye-bye.